Information Network and BINnews.com.
The power of information.
Keeping you up to date on the Black Information Network, the Bay Area's BIN 910. Sports on the Black Information Network.
In NFL news, Robert Griffin III could be making a return to Washington. The number 2 pick from the 2012 NFL Draft hinted during an appearance on the Rick Eisen show that he is part of Josh Harris and Magic Johnson's potential ownership group of the Commanders. Griffin said he had conversations with the proposed ownership group, and he is head over heels excited about the process. Washington moves up from the 6th pick in the draft to select the 2011 Heisman Trophy winner out of Baylor. Meanwhile, a former New England Patriots player is out of a job. Front Office Sports reported that New England linebacker Willie McGinnis was let go as an on-air talent at NFL Network. McGinnis faces 8 years in prison for assault with a deadly weapon and assault by means of force likely to cause great bodily injury after a December incident at a Los Angeles nightclub. McGinnis will be arraigned later this month. This comes as the Baltimore Ravens are still trying to figure out who their starting quarterback will be in 2023. According to JoeBucksFan.com, Baltimore made a new offer to Buccaneers signal caller Baker Mayfield at the start of free agency. Mayfield declined the offer before signing with Tampa Bay. The Ravens have yet to sign quarterback Lamar Jackson after using the non-exclusive franchise tag on him. Jackson confirmed that he has requested a trade from the Ravens at the beginning of March. And the New York Jets appear to be on the verge of another win during free agency. ESPN reports Gang Green has been named the most likely landing spot for wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. Beckham recently attended the NFL owners meeting in Arizona and had an informal meeting with the Jets front office. Sports at 14 and 44 minutes past each hour. I'm Morgan Wood on the Black Information Network.
The Black Information Network is honored to have McDonald's USA as a founding partner. Recently, McDonald's unveiled the 2023 Black and Positively Golden Change Leaders, a collective of 10 young Black movers and shakers who inspire and enact remarkable change in their communities and beyond. McDonald's has a long history of investing in Black leaders who are taking the steps now to help create a brighter tomorrow. Since the inception of the Black and Positively Golden platform, its many initiatives have included HBCU student scholarships, program funding, and more. Alexia Gordon, McDonald's Manager of Cultural Engagement, says that McDonald's has always celebrated and supported the accomplishments of the people in the communities that the company serves. And the Change Leaders program helps to recognize the importance of honoring leaders who are starting something today to change everything tomorrow. To learn more about the McDonald's Black and Positively Golden 2023 Change Leaders program, follow at We Are Golden on Instagram or visit ncbchangeleaders.com.
A proud founding partner who shares and supports the mission of the Black Information Network.
Entertainment news on the Black Information Network.
Whoopi Goldberg and Charlamagne are defending the Mississippi news anchor who got fired after saying the shizzle my nizzle on air. She made a comment in reference to Snoop Dogg's wine company expansion, but during a recent episode of The Breakfast Club, Charlamagne said that's not a reason to fire that woman. He went on to say she probably has no idea nizzle is a derivative of the N-word. She thinks she's sounding cool repeating Snoop Dogg. Goldberg, who is no stranger to saying offensive things lately, said if there is something someone says, give them the opportunity to explain why they said it. At least give them grace of saying, you know what, I've just been informed that I should not have done that, as opposed to, you're out. Speaking of turning a new leaf, reality TV star Blac Chyna is making some major changes. She now wants to be referred by her real name, Angela White, and she says she was born again after being recently baptized. This comes as she recently got a breast reduction, removed her cheek fillers, and removed her demonic Baphomet tattoo. White says she wanted to get back to herself and become a better mom and a better friend and be more spiritual, more business savvy, and really show the real person that she is and not this persona that she was putting on. White also says she's been working out more and reading the Bible. And Lizzo is expanding her Yiddy shapewear to be inclusive. She described the new collection as gender-affirming shapewear. In a post Missouri binder tops and tucking thongs coming this summer. She posted pictures of models wearing the collection and says she believes in self-love for people of all gender identities. With the latest in entertainment, I'm Morgan Wood on the Black Information Network.
I'm Sunol with your PIN tech report. There are more dating apps designed for black men and women than ever before, but a lot of them are quite expensive. DatingApp.com has come up with a number of apps that not only will help you meet the right people, they're completely free. Duke is a pioneer among dating apps, starting in 2007, and integrated with Facebook and Google+, which gives black singles the ability to browse the profiles of 38 million members worldwide. Use search filters for age, location, and ethnicity to find desirable candidates near you. BlackPeopleMeet.com is trusted and popular, with 4 out of 5 stars on Google Play. Real Black Love seems to care more about quality than quantity, offering commitment-minded singles a safe space where they know they'll meet black folks who are like-minded. It's free to do things like sign up, make a profile, search other profiles, and send 1 email a week to a match. I'm Keon Williams on the Black Information Network. The news you won't hear anywhere else.
Except the Black Information Network.
I'm John Marshall.
And I'm Bree Wood on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Toxic chemicals known as PFAs have been found in hundreds of consumer products and clothing bought off the racks nationwide. Thousands of those chemicals have existed since the first ones were invented in the 1940s to prevent stains and sticking. PFAs have been found in a wide variety of garments such as rain jackets, hiking pants, shirts, yoga pants, and sports bras made by popular brands like Athleta. Now, stricter state-level bans targeting apparel are rolling out, like in Maine, requiring companies to report PFAs in their products to state officials.
A Domino's receipt led to the arrest of a 12-year-old boy in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, who was accused of shooting and killing his adult neighbor, Brandon Felton, in the head for his gun. The Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office is charging the minor with first-degree intentional homicide. According to the complaint, the minor and friends were trying to buy guns from Felton, and when he refused, the boy shot him. A phone number on a receipt from Domino's Pizza at Felton's house led police to a phone that was owned by the boy, and with a search warrant for the boy's phone, detectives discovered incriminating text messages. The boy was arrested with a $100,000 bond.
The FCC is alerting people about artificial intelligence being used to simulate someone's voice in imposter scams, which was the most commonly reported fraud in 2022. John Bridges, a target of one of those scams, was convinced his daughter was in trouble, needing help and money.
When I first heard my daughter's voice, it was my daughter's voice. It convinced me that that was her.
Losses due to AI scams jumped to $2.6 billion just last year. Experts say always be skeptical when asked for money in any form. Don't rely on caller ID and always hang up and call the person back yourself.
And a black TikToker named Naja Cheyenne posted a 5-minute clip of a white woman refusing her entry onto an elevator in the building where she lives. The woman was standing in the elevator's entryway, stopping its doors from closing and restraining her leashed dog. Social media users online are calling this another incident of a parent acting out racism. Cheyenne called the police that same evening, and they arrived about 10 minutes later. After also speaking with her building's leasing office, the young woman learned this is her neighbor's first time calling a disturbance.
And a black brother-sister duo, Ernest and Jason Holmes, are looking to improve representation in the video gaming industry. Ernest says he is here to make some change.
On top of Code House, I work at Google as a technical program manager. And I never forget my first day there. When I looked around, there weren't many other people that was like me, that was like us. And I just knew that I wanted to be a part of the team to make something amazing happen.
The duo are co-founders of Code House, a nonprofit introducing more young black students to the world of computer science and coding. Code House has an annual event that invites thousands of Atlanta high school students to meet with developers from tech companies such as Google and Netflix, allowing the young developers to get first-hand experience on how their apps and products are made. For more international, national, state, and local news impacting the black community, listen to the Black Information Network on the iHeartRadio app or log on to BINews.com. I'm John Marshall, along with Bree Wood on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network. Marshall on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
A transgender activist group is planning a protest in Washington, D.C. this weekend, just days after a transgender person opened fire at a Nashville, Tennessee school, killing 6 people, including 3 children. Using the hashtag #TransDayOfVengeance, the Trans Radical Activist Network tried promoting the event on Twitter. The social media platform removed more than 5,000 tweets that shared a poster about the protest, fearing it would incite violence. In a press release on their website, the group acknowledged the mass shooting and the victims, but denied there is any connection between the shooting and their protest, saying it's about unity.
The Mississippi Senate has voted to reject the nomination of African-American Dr. Robert Taylor as the next state school superintendent. The Black Information Network's Terry McCready has the story.
By a vote of 31 to 21 along party lines, the Republican-controlled Senate decided not to confirm the nomination of Taylor, with some citing issues with the Board of Education's hiring process as the reason. Members of the Mississippi Legislative Black Caucus expressing outrage, saying the only reason Taylor was not confirmed is because he's black. I'm Terry McCready on the Black Information Network.
Former President Barack Obama recently traveled to Melbourne, Australia on his speaking tour in the country. A welcome ceremony was planned and an indigenous elder, Auntie Joy Murphy Wandin, was asked to perform at the business luncheon but was removed after she was told she was being difficult. The 78-year-old requested a support person to assist her and to provide Mr. Obama with the gum leaf as a gift. Something that is a tradition in her culture. The National Indigenous Times reports that Auntie Joy was both shocked and distressed by the incident. She also said organizers did call her to apologize when she accepted their invitation for her to perform.
And Kansas City, Missouri is one of the most musical cities in the United States, and one organization is offering the chance of a lifetime for black artists and musicians to join their not-for-profit Creative City KC. The organization is the only U.S. member of the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. African-American founder and executive director of Creative City KC, Anita Dixon Brown, says they are opening the opportunity for artists to expand their reach, travel, record, and perform across the world. To begin the process of becoming a partner, email creativecitykc@gmail.com to express interest. I'm Bree Wood, along with John Marshall, on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com. Now here's Mike Moore with your Healthy Minutes.
Headaches. Many of us get them from time to time. But did you know what they're linked to? First, let's describe them. 2 types of severe headaches are being linked to the body's internal clock. Cluster headaches cause an intense burst of pain around the eye that can last for about 15 minutes and reoccur for up to 3 hours. A new study published recently says cluster headaches are more common in males than females. Unlike migraines, which are more common in females, and that cluster headaches are usually happening at night, while migraines usually come during the day. Dr. Mark Morris is the study's lead author and the director of the Will Irwin Headache Research Center at UT Health Houston, Texas. He said the body's circadian rhythm appears to be involved in both headache disorders. Researchers found that 52% of the world's population is impacted in either of the headache disorders. And that's your Healthy Minute. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Portions of the following program will be recorded.
Walter Anderson was a pianist, professor, composer, and the first African-American man to become head of the music department at Antioch College in 1946. This made him the first black man to chair a department outside of the nation's historically black colleges. The Zanesville, Ohio native attended Oberlin College and studied music at the Berkshire Music Center and Cleveland Institute of Music in his youth. Anderson was a pioneer in the academic world, and in 1968, he was appointed Director of Music Programs at the National Endowment for the Arts. At the NEA, he developed grant guidelines that garnered private sector support for the arts. And in 1979, he was awarded the Special Citation for Distinguished Service to the Arts. Walter Anderson passed away in November of 2003, but his legacy continues to live on through numerous accolades and variations in orchestration. And that's a fact. I'm Weston Tishon, the Black Information Network. 9:10 a.m. KKSF, Oakland, the Black Information Network.
Tell your smart device to play Bay Area's BIN 910 on iHeartRadio.
I'm Nicole Hill.
And I'm Mike Stevens on the Black Information Network.
We began with new reports of former President Donald Trump being indicted and a black prosecutor in New York, Alvin Bragg, leading the charge. The New York Times is reporting that a grand jury recently voted to indict Trump. Multiple sources say the panel indicted him for his role in paying hush money to an adult film actress.
state indictment is reportedly under seal by the Manhattan District Attorney's Office and will likely be announced in the coming days. At that time, Trump will be expected to surrender and enter a plea. This will be the first time ever a former president has faced criminal charges. And another case Trump could be indicted for is also being investigated by a black prosecutor in Georgia. Charges that he attempted to reverse election results in that state. Donald Trump's reaction coming up later in the hour.
The black House Democratic leader says there's a gun violence epidemic in America.
Children being slaughtered in schools, becoming a way of life in the United States of America. That can't be.
Following the recent deadly school shooting in Nashville, African-American House Minority Leader Hutch